Here's what you do when he slows down on communicating with you. The energy shifts. You've been talking consistently, texting consistently, and now he stops. Or, you don't hear from him as much. Here's what you do. The first thing you got to recognize is this. It's not about you. In all likelihood, it's not about you. It's not that he's all of a sudden not attracted to you anymore. It's not that you did something wrong. It's nothing like that in all likelihood. More than likely, he was probably dating more than one person when he was getting to know you, and now he's giving his attention to somebody else. It is what it is. I know that they will come when he pops back up, because he will pop back up. He going to tell you, oh, work was busy, life happened, blah, 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 my mama broke her toe. It's going to be some litany of excuses and everything like that probably sound probable, but let me tell you this, they're likely not true. Right? Or maybe some of that stuff happened, but he's going to over-exaggerate that. Because the reality is, if he wanted to be in communication with you consistently, he would have been in communication with you consistently. Life shifts did not change his consistency. What changed his consistency was his focus. More than likely, there's someone else that he may be focused on right now, or, and I'm not trying to hurt your feelings, he's just not interested in you anymore, right? This happens to all of us. You start to get to know somebody, and in those beginning phases, you're talking, you're courting, you're getting to know each other, but that time is really exploratory. It's so we can learn about each other. And maybe he just, during the learning process, he just found he wasn't as attracted to you as he thought he was. That's fine as well. But again, that's not about you. It was basically you all were sniffing each other out. And he said, you know what? I'm good. I want to focus on something else, right? And that's okay. Because truth be told, if y'all kept talking long enough, you would have probably felt the same way about him at some point in time, which is okay. I see we're not compatible. Sometimes they will see that you are not compatible before you see that y'all are not compatible. And that's okay as well. But again, it's not about you. It's about the fact that you all are just not compatible. And so when this happens, I think one of the biggest risks that we run into is that we personalize it. We start to say, what did I do wrong? Or we were intimate and then he stopped reaching out to me, or, is he not attracted to me? Or whatever it may be. Did I text too much? Did I call too much? Did I do this? Did I do that? In all honesty, why does it matter? Why does it matter? The reality is that if a man is no longer being consistent with you, if he stops communicating with you, it seems like the energy has shifted and you don't know why and he's not said why does it matter? The bottom line is that he does not see you as his person enough to be consistent with you. Because I think the consistency definitely is a very clear way of communicating that I like you, I want you, and I want to be intentional with you. So if he does not see you as his person enough to be consistent with you, then that's all that matters. Going through the mental gymnastics of trying to figure out why he doesn't want you, why he's not calling you, why, is literally exhausting for yourself. It is literally a waste of time, and it is destructive for your self-esteem, because what you're doing is you start ripping yourself apart, trying to dissect what's wrong with you. Maybe if I lost more weight, maybe if this, maybe it was that, maybe if I wasn't this, maybe if I was more of that. You start picking yourself apart about things that, frankly, you don't need to be thinking about. What you need to be thinking about is moving on to someone else and making yourself available to someone else who will want to be in your life consistently, and vice versa. Why this one didn't want you, why he's not being consistent with you, it doesn't matter. All that matters is that he's no longer wanting to choose you, and therefore you need to no longer choose him. I gotta say, choose men who choose you. Period. If a man is not choosing you, if he's not being consistent with you, if his energy is shifting up and now he's being inconsistent, I don't care what his excuses are. He's not choosing you. Period. Dot. End of story. He doesn't fit you anymore. In fact, you need to think of that man as like poisonous to you. When a man don't choose you, I know this is dramatic, but think of him as poisonous to you. Like, for example, if this plant right here, this is a plant over here, if this plant right here was poison, right? I don't need to know why it's poisonous. I don't need to know what chemicals are in this that are poisonous. All I need to know is that it's poisonous and I need to stay away from it. Why? Because when I'm in contact with this thing, it is not healthy for me. It hurts me. And when you continue to put effort into a man who is not being consistent with you, who's not showing that he wants you as much now as he did in the past, what you're doing is you're putting yourself in contact with something that's harming you. But here's the thing. It's not him that's harming you. It's your lack of willingness to accept the reality that this man is shifting his energy that's harming you. You are hurting yourself. Stop vilifying them when they stop reaching out to you. Why do you stop reaching out to me? Why doesn't he want you anymore? Why is he being inconsistent? He goes to me. Girl, it don't matter why. What matters is, why do you keep on reaching out to him? Why are you keeping on waiting on him? Why are you not taking new dates? Some of y'all do this, because I know I've done this before, sitting on the sidelines, turning down dates, not responding to other DMs. So I know you got people in your DMs, not putting energy into other men because you waiting on this other one to come around because you had hopes in him. Baby, that's your fault that you set your expectations in a certain way to expect that this man could be something for you. You set your expectations there probably prematurely before he showed you actual consistency over an extended period of time to show that he was worth those expectations. You set your expectations there. And then when he didn't meet them, you sitting here blaming yourself or waiting on him to circle back around to be what you thought he was going to be. When the reality is this, baby, in the courting phase, people will often show you a certain picture in the beginning, which is normal. We all do that. We show effort. We show attraction. We put a lot of energy in. And then over time, as we realize that we're not a fit, or as our interests go to other areas of other people, then that can fall off. The key is to quickly dust yourself off and get on to the next person. Move on. I don't know about you, baby, but we not getting no younger. Okay, I know I'm not. The other day I was thinking, should I start Botox? And I was like, I got these little lines right there. I was like, okay, but it's proof. I'm not getting no younger. Neither are you, honey. And half of us ain't getting no skinnier either. Okay, so we ain't getting no younger or no skinnier. So we don't have the time to sit up here and pine away and be sad over somebody whose energy is shifted, or sit up here continue to reach out to someone asking, why are you not reaching out to me? Hey, stranger. Girl, no. That's pitiful. The only thing we have time for is to focus on who's next. Who's next? Who's next? One of the patterns that I've noticed for women and for men who end up in longer term relationships is not that they're prettier, smarter, or skinnier. Okay. One of the patterns that I've recognized is that they are simply more resilient. When someone breaks their heart, they move on. Now, y'all be judging them sometimes like, girl, she just broke up with that man. They was together for 3 years. They just broke up 6 months ago. How's she in a new relationship? Or, child, he's got divorced from his wife however long ago. He was somebody new 2 months later. Yeah, it's called resilience. Not everybody need to lick their wounds forever, wondering why it didn't work. Some people will lick their wounds while they're walking on to the next place. You can lick your wounds while moving on. If that's what if you want something else. If you want a partner, if you want love, if you want a relationship, if you want someone who's going to be consistent with you, baby, sometimes you got to just keep it moving, keep going until you find someone who's going to give you what you want. The minute that you see somebody ain't consistent, move on. The minute you see that they can't give you what you want, move on. And if they come back around down the road and it's a reasonable excuse or a reasonable reason, and then they start being consistent again, then fine. I'm not telling you that you can't deal with that person, but what I'm telling you is this. When they show you that they are not interested in you and they start falling off, girl, move on. Don't ask why. Don't ask nothing. You got to close the door on them. You got to say, I'm done with you. I'm moving on. Let the door stay open, because they may come back around at another time and it may work. But as for you, your focus needs to be elsewhere. We don't care why they are inconsistent. We don't care why they fell off. We don't care why the energy shifted. We only care about getting what we want, which is a man or woman, depending on what you're into, getting a person who is as invested in us as we are in them, getting a person who is as consistent with us as we are with them, getting someone who wants the same life that we want with each other. That's all we care about. We don't care about why he stopped. Who cares why he stopped calling? Who cares why he's inconsistent? Who cares? That's between him and his God. But as for us, we about getting what we want. So click like and click share and comment below and let me know what other video topics you want me to cover. And in the meantime, for that person who ain't been texting you back, girl, move on. Go out, put on a cute dress, and go find somebody else, baby, because life is too short and we ain't getting no skinnier to be sitting up here waiting on some man who we unsure about.